Okay, how are you getting on now? So, I just finished lesson 2, and I'm gonna just record these kind of simultaneously and then put them up. But I did notice Mr. Verge made a comment about not liking playing in the 12th fret or past the 12th fret. I mean, hey, buddy. So let's kind of continue on and kind of wrap up this kind of organ kind of stuff. Just this is just kind of to give you kind of ideas and stuff like that, and little things you might want to try. The comfort of your own home or on stage or something like that. Okay, so a lot of stuff you can do with this organ thing that. A lot of like strumming like a big G chord or something like that, or a big E doesn't always work. I mean, every now and again you can throw one in, but stuff like this works with kind of like 2 or 3, or 3 or 4 note chords. Really, I use mostly. I try to anyway. If I'm backing up, like if we're playing a shuffle and playing blues or something like that, I'll use like little 3-note chords. These little inversions of things. So, and in case you don't know them, so let's say if we take. If we're in E, for example. So in E, guys will be comping along. They're playing Pride and Joy or something like that. Because everyone's going to be doing that. I almost guarantee it. And so what a cool thing you can do is play like these little 2-note chord, or 3-note chords, little grips. And they're handier than pockets in your underwear. So, in the E position, this is like that E7-9 chord or whatever it is, the Hendrix chord everyone knows, and or that one. It's just the first 3 notes of that. So that's on the A string, starting on the A string. That's the E on the 7th fret, the G sharp on the 6th fret on the D string, and then you're playing a D for that 7th voicing on the G string 7th fret. Vibrato off for a second so you can kind of hear it. Right? That's really handy. You can use that in a lot of stuff, and we're going to use it in this context. Now, another cool voicing you can do when you go to like, say, if you're going to the 4 or going to the 5, is this one. These are almost like Freddie Green used to play with Count Basie. His kind of rhythms, like jazz, kind of 4/4 rhythm style chords, little block chords he used to use. That's the first. I mean, that's where I associate it with anyway. So that is on the in the 5th position on the low E string. You're going to play that A right there. Can you see that? Yeah. And then you're going to skip the A string altogether. You're going to just mute that with a pad of your index finger. You're going to come down with your middle finger on the G on the 4th string 5th fret. Then you're going to play a C sharp with your ring finger on the 6th fret G string. So get that grip. Slide that up 2 frets for the 5. Walk that down chromatically and back to that 1. So knowing that now, if you take those and move them down up and down a half step each, kind of thing, you get this kind of cool feel if you haven't done this before. So, turn on our vibrato pedal to get that kind of nice Leslie tone. So those grips are kind of neat to do. So, and along with that, if you take something, you want to put some, say, more of a movement. I mean, I kind of like appropriate. I like movement in rhythm playing. I kind of, it's a drag to kind of just play static. I mean, sometimes you have to, and that's appropriate, and that's what the music calls for, right? But I like things with a little bit more motion. So if you play something like, and I use it for rockabilly a lot. It's if I'm doing like a rockabilly thing, like which we kind of covered in the other lesson. And for Verge, I'm going to play that without looking in the Sorry, buddy. Anyway, that kind of stuff can work kind of well. And that's like taking, instead of just playing, you're going to play you can move that up. So all that is if you think about when you're playing like an E chord or a good old cowboy chord E chord, you're playing just double stops throughout that. So you're going to play the E, that major third, so it's an E and a G sharp. E on the D string second fret and the G sharp on the third string first fret. You're going to come down with your pinky, and you can back up with, I usually back it up with my ring finger. Play a double stop on the fourth fret on the A and D strings. 2 frets lower. Right? And then you're going to play, basically you're playing like an A major over E. With your pinky and ring finger, that's how I do it anyway. It's on, your pinky's on the E string on the 5th fret, your ring finger's coming down on the 4th fret on the A string. Now I sometimes do it, when I go to the 4 chord, I move that up a set of strings each. Or you can just play it up in the 7th position. Like you can, instead of, you can go up to the 9th position. So if you play that with your with this kind of Faux B3, so we go from the 5. And just for Verge, something in the higher position. Anyway, but that just kind of gives you like an idea of some little things you can do with this, you know, and adapt it to some of the things you already know, and you know, then you've kind of doubled your money, you know, just by changing your approach a little bit and how you're phrasing things. And you know, it's handy to put in every now and again. It doesn't always work. I'd wish it did, but it doesn't always work. And so what are you gonna do? You know, and there's experiment. I mean, find different things that, you know, have little eureka moments of your own, and look, show me, you know. But anyway, yeah. So like you know, you can take this Faux B3 stuff and kind of soup up your rhythm playing a bit, or at least kind of give you a different approach to your rhythm playing and phrasing differently than just, you know, playing standard stuff. And you know, and maybe you'll have a little eureka moment and blah 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 blah. Anyway, so it's time for me to go have a smoke and a coffee, and good luck with it. Cheers. Thank you very much. Have a good day.